recording over on Zoom. So if you are just joining us, or if you have no idea why the heck I am live right now, I am doing a weekly homemaking chat every week for this year. I promise if something changes, I will let you guys know. As most of you know, I'm due with a baby in March. So our weekly chat might get a little messed up about then. But for now, we are doing our weekly lives, usually on Wednesdays. Next week, it'll be on Monday because my mom is on her way in and we've got a lot to do next week. She's helping me prepare for baby. So I will not be available on Wednesday. So we're going to switch it to Monday. But other than that, it is mostly weekly on Mondays, and you can find out the entire live schedule, exactly what we're going to be talking about over at thiswonderlandlife.com/events. And I'll make sure that that link is in the comments by the end of this. Actually, I can probably do that right now. Today, we are talking about the 7 daily things that are great habits to have in your house to keep it ready for any unexpected visitor or any type of crazy overwhelm that you have. You guys, our houses are never going to be 100% clean. It is an ongoing project. It is something that we are constantly working towards. So what do we do when life gets in the way? I just got over the flu. Just got over the flu. Life totally got in the way. I've still got kind of a stuffy nose, runny nose, stuffy nose. It depends on the moment. And a little bit of a cough. So if I have to take a moment, I will be taking a moment today. But there are a few things that we can do to keep our houses feeling clean, even if they're cluttered, even if you feel like you can't get anything else done. And we're going to go over those today. These are 7 things that I came up with that have really made a huge difference in my house. And I hope that it makes a big difference in yours. So the first thing I want to talk about is how important routines really are. As homemakers, it is so important that we have routines in our homemaking. Every day can look different. Every day probably does look different. And sometimes you don't know exactly what's going to be thrown at you. But having small routines that we can work our way through. You get up every morning. A lot of people make the bed. I actually took that off the 7 daily things when Andy was working second and third shift, because at that point there was almost always somebody in the bed. But making the bed is something that I do try to do every single day. I have not done it yet today, but it is part of my homemaking routine. Another part of my homemaking routine at this moment is to make sure that there's enough firewood for our fireplace, because we're using it to supplement our heat. So that's part of my homemaking routine. I don't have to do that every day. I do it every other day, or whatever works for my situation at the time. We are going to talk about the 7 things that I think are habits we should have every single day. 100%, you guys, these only take me maybe a total of an hour throughout the entire day, as long as I do them every day. The great thing about the 7 daily things is if you don't do it every day, if you miss a day, or if you get sick and you miss a whole week, you can hop right back into it. And one of the ways that I like to do that is by starting with one task at a time. So the first thing that I have on the list for the 7 daily things is to put the kitchen to bed. This is the most important task for me. This may not be the most important task for you, but for me, it is absolutely the most important task that I can do in my house. If I wake up in the morning and my kitchen is functional, I feel better as a human being. If I wake up in the morning and there's dishes everywhere and things all over the place and trash on the counters and leftovers from last night out and things that happen in real life, I don't feel so great. And the first thing I want to do is then spend that time to clean the kitchen, and it takes so much longer to do. So putting the kitchen to bed, what does that mean? It means closing down the kitchen. If you've ever worked in any kind of food service, whether it be fast food, a restaurant, catering, there's always some sort of closing task list. And that is what we're going to do in our kitchen. We are going to close down our kitchens. So for me, that means loading the dishwasher, starting the dishwasher, wiping down the counters, sweeping the floor. Sometimes I let my dogs take care of that for me because I don't feel like sweeping, but they do a good job picking up all the crumbs. Wiping off the stove. I've got an induction stove top. So for me, getting that stove clean so that it's ready to use the next day and I don't turn it on and have a whole bunch of burning smells in my house, totally important for me to do. Closing down the kitchen doesn't have to take a lot. It just is putting things back where they belong and making sure that the kitchen is ready to go for the next day. So when I wake up in the morning, I can get Andy's lunch together if I haven't done it already. You may want to wake up in the morning and have breakfast and coffee, or maybe you have kids that you need to make breakfast for. The worst thing in the world is when I wake up and I have to clean the kitchen in order to make breakfast. The next task on our 7 daily things is very simply wiping down the toilets. This is not only going to help make your house feel cleaner, this is also going to help with making your house less germy, because toilets are gross. They're super gross, and they get grosser the longer you go without cleaning them. I have found that if I wipe down the toilet every day, if I take the toilet brush and I do a quick swish on the inside, it just stays cleaner. Bathroom smells go down. I don't ever have to deep clean the toilet. I mean, I do like every once in a while, but I don't have to go in and scrub the toilet and get dried, gross stuff off the toilet. Toilets are really gross. So if you just wipe it down every day, so totally easier. That one actually goes kind of with the next two. So I want to throw this out there. Make it a habit that you connect to another part of your routine. So if you shower in the morning, wipe down your toilet in the morning before you shower, which is kind of doing something twofold there. We are cleaning the nastiest part of our home and then cleaning our bodies. The next thing on our 7 daily things, number 3, is sinks. This goes with the kitchen and also with the bathroom. So the sinks in your house, just wipe them down. Truly, you guys, that is what 7 daily things really is just quick wipe downs to keep everything kind of running smoothly so that you don't ever have to go in and actually do the gross cleaning of these things. Don't let it get gross. And tubs and showers is number 4. So with the tubs and showers, I do not mean go in and scrub your tubs and showers every single day. Again, we are doing a wipe down. So while you are in the shower, my favorite thing to do is keep a magic eraser in there. Gives me an excuse to stay in the shower for a couple minutes longer. And all I'm doing is taking a magic eraser with the water that's already in the shower and wiping down the walls, wiping down the shower doors. If you don't use the tub every day, don't worry about cleaning the tub every day, because it's not that big of a deal if you're not using it every single day. Clean the things that we're using all the time. I've got one bathroom that will be our kids' bathroom, but for now it is just a guest bathroom. And we don't necessarily use that bathroom to shower every day. So I don't have to clean it every day, but I do at least take the time to wipe it down at least once a week to get rid of any dust and stuff like that, just in case somebody comes over and needs to use my shower. Number 5 is going to be 1 load of laundry a day. Your family may need to do more than 1 load. But if we start with at least 1 load of laundry a day, we're going to start getting things caught up. We're going to have clean underwear and clean socks for everybody who is in our home. I do like to try to do a load that's easy one day and then a load that's a little bit harder. So that easy load might be a load of towels or some blankets that my dogs lay on the couch or my own bedding. And then something harder is going to be the things that contain all of the socks that need to be matched and all the clothes that need to be folded and put away. Things I don't necessarily want to do. But that way, not every single day is going to be ridiculous amounts of laundry. As you get caught up, you're going to find that your laundry loads get to be smaller. And when your laundry loads get to be smaller, we get to take less time to do it. So if I have a really small load that includes like 4 pairs of socks in it, first of all, those socks are super duper easy to be able to actually put together. I'm not searching through a bin of socks. If I have a really big load that contains all of the socks that we've worn in the last month, now I have to sit there and I have to match socks, and there may not be a match for every single one. It gets to be a much bigger headache if we let it go for too long. Number 6 is going to be a 10-minute declutter. Now, this can be any zone in your home that is causing you any chaos or stress. For me, I tend to find that my kitchen table, my island, I have like a bar above my island, that gets really cluttered. My bedside table, my dresser, the entry table that we have, those things tend to collect clutter. So if I focus on a 10-minute declutter in one of those spaces every day, it helps maintain the home and keeping things from piling up. My table might be a mess for a couple of days, but if I take that 10 minutes, usually less than 10 minutes, and then I can move on to another task, it'll be cleaned up and ready to go. So ID your hot zones, figure out exactly which zones it is that you want to keep those 10-minute declutters. Look around your house and ask yourself, what brings me stress? Marie Kondo always says, do things that bring you joy. Well, in this moment, I want you guys to see what brings me stress. And if it brings you stress, add it to the 10-minute declutter list. If you have nothing to declutter, if you are some amazing minimalist that has the organization and everything under control and everything goes back to its home, first of all, kudos to you. That is not me. I am a messy person by nature, and I'm okay with it because I'm the one who's managing the mess. But if you are not a messy person by nature and you actually put things away where they belong every single time you use them, take this 10 minutes to do a deep clean of something in your house. This is going to help your cleaning routine overall. So maybe on Mondays you dust, and on Tuesdays you clean all the windows, or whatever it is that needs to get done in your house that you can do in a relatively short amount of time to make a really big impact. Maybe you choose to clean the vacuum. I'll tell you that takes longer than 10 minutes in my mind, but if you do it regularly enough, I guess it wouldn't. And finally, the last thing on the list for your 7 daily things is to vacuum or sweep. I like to vacuum my whole house. I've got linoleum floors. I just take the vacuum and I run it through the whole house. Now, the best thing about vacuuming or sweeping every single day is the fact that you don't have to do it perfect every day. So today I may vacuum all of my carpeted floors, or I may vacuum the whole house, or I may just vacuum the high traffic areas, the front door, the hallway area between my living room and my dining room, next to the bed, but not all over the bedroom. You don't have to do it all in one day. And that is why I love doing the 7 daily things, because every day we get to do just a little bit of the task instead of taking it all in one chunk. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? one bite at a time. Well, with the 7 daily things, that's exactly what we are doing. So if you have any questions, or if there is something you want to add to the list, let me know, because I would love to know what you think is important to do every day. This is something that can be adapted for your household too. So maybe in your house, you don't have a washer and dryer. I've been there. Hated it so much that I sent my laundry out. I had somebody else wash, fold, and clean my laundry for me because it just wasn't something I had the time to go to the laundromat to do. But if that's something that you can't do every day because you don't have the facilities to do that every day, what's something else that we can add to this that you may be able to do every day? Maybe every day you clean off your nightstand, or every day you pick up the toys in the kids' room, or every day you wash an extra load of dishes because you have a ton of dishes, or whatever it is that you need to do can be added to this list. I've just found that these are the 7 things that work best for my household right now. It may change. If you want to get a copy of this list, I will go ahead and add that link down to the comments. And I also made a habit tracker for this list specifically. So the habit tracker is going to have a 7-day habit tracker and also a monthly habit tracker that you can download. And I will have that link available as well as soon as we're done here. If there's anything else that anybody wants to pipe in with, feel free. Otherwise, I will see you guys all on Monday.